Alright, hello. We are rolling. So what's up, everyone? It's return to Coach Yakko. Back at it again with another Tracer VOD review. This time, actually, it's not another self VOD. We're looking at a friend of mine who used to be a former teammate. Sent it in for a VOD, so hopefully I can provide some useful information. Be straightforward. This is not my first time recording this. I was rambling on, being a little schizophrenic. So we're actually doing a take two. So hopefully I can get it a little more concise, a little more to the point.
I've never called myself a revolutionary.
And like,
I'm a fighter.
not spewing out a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Let's actually try and get some helpful, useful knowledge and information, right? From my big old
Don't worry.
Tracer.
Genji and I have run loads of missions like this together.
You got some notes written here, so I'll try to stick to those as best I can. Pull those up real quick. Alright, and then we are in full screen this time because I feel like last time the recording got a little laggy at some points when I was doing the window with the epic pen. So I think I'll only pull that out at the end. Here we are, we're going into the first fight. Let's take a look at how we set up and look at how this goes.
Enemy turret ahead.
Okay, so I like this one angle with the supports. Dodging the side attack, very nice. Maybe didn't need to recall that early, but I don't mind. Alright, so I think all things considered, that was not a bad that was a pretty good team fight, I think. I think we definitely could have played that a little better, but I think the biggest thing that could have helped us there is so we can playing more cover is how I want to put it, right? So we started over here, right? Went on the supports, tried to shoot the pylon, got forced out. I think that obviously stunted us being able to help out in the team fight. Luckily our Genji was able to clean up a lot, this guy over here. So that's good, or that's nice for us. But I think we could have been a lot more in the fight if we had started over here, right? And why I like this spot more is, so typically speaking, teams are going to go through this choke or they're going to go through here. Very rarely is a team ever going to run through here to try and cap, right? Because now they're like serious low ground. They either go up these stairs or go all the way around here. So I think this spot would have been a lot nicer. You don't have to go this crazy, but usually I like to sit on this high ground, maybe like try and like jiggle peek around the walls, see where they're committing to a fight. We'll even back up a little bit, back up to the start of that fight, right? Let's see, we can go a little forward. I'll let this play out a little bit while I yap. But yeah, so like this will get us a better angle, better like positioning onto like their backline and everything. Like, see, they run right through here. Right, imagine we're up here or we're on this angle near the mega, somewhere in this general area. We see their team walk through here. It's easy pickings. I mean, obviously we don't want to go too early. Want to wait for our tank to engage, like actively everyone be in the fight. But like we're here getting ready to go in. Bam, like we're like right on them. This Sombra over here, she doesn't get a free hack on us. Or even further, we see that they're playing down here. We can come from around here, go around, shoot them. Then when the Sombra gets on us, now we know this area is safe, right? So we can blink around. Now we're out of the LOS of the Sombra. We're not getting hacked. We're not getting heavily forced out, right? So I just think, again, obviously I'm talking about a lot about this area. I think it's really well, but I think the general takeaway is just make sure we're playing cover, or make sure we're playing like really good cover. And then we also have like a good angle to get out, right? I feel like this angle doesn't give us that as much. Like obviously we do have this mega and everything, but and I think that just make sure we have good access to where the fight is. I guess this is what I'm best trying to say. All right, we're looking at some JPEG trees. It's beautiful. Alright, we can skip this because we already saw this fight. But yeah, I know I talked a lot there, but in all honesty, I'm happy with how that fight went. I don't sound like it, but it's because I can. Right, we're just like sitting here. Again, if we're on the other side, we just get a lot better angle or a lot better view of like what's going on. Tank jumps in, that's our signal to go, right? You know, one clip the honor. Love it. And now we're just cleaning up. Yeah, nothing much to say here, so I'll just talk over the gameplay. Yeah, again, just obviously, again, I'm talking about a specific thing, but in general, I guess the best way to put it is, nice pulse, by the way. I guess the best way to put it is try to have an idea in your head where the fight's gonna take place and where your position around that fight should be. I guess is the best way I can put that. Cleaning up. You get the Genji here.
Let's try something else.
Very well.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Go for the blink man, at least.
Attack the objective.
Yep.
Secure.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's fine. We didn't overcommit to like camp spawn camping him.
Attack the objective.
We needed and we got it. Right. This time I'm actually not going to yap about positioning since I've done it so much. But again, just want to keep in mind, where's the fight going to take place? Where do we want to do it?
In 10 seconds.
What I will say about this fight, I feel like our decision making was a little slow. Like we're going on the supports, Monkey jumps in, that's our sign to get out, right? So let me go back a few seconds, get back on you. Yes, we see the supports here. Like, oh yeah, you see Moira, let's fight that Moira. Monkey jumps in. We're still trying to kill the Moira. Like, second that, I mean, if you wanted to go for that one clip blink melee recall, whatever, that's fine. But the second recall's out, especially after we use recall, just get it. You don't want to do quite one people. Yeah, we'll just keep it going scrappy. We just all stuff in this. It's kind of getting. Actually, you know what? I did have a point, or one of my notes was a lot later in the map, but I think it's better to bring that up here. And that's like thinking about your tempo or pacing, however you want to word that, right? So they're committing a lot of ults. We don't really have like, well, I mean, a lot of ults are just being committed across the board. We use what? Beat, Blade, Queen ult, and then they invested Primal and Coalescence, right? So a lot of ults are being committed. It's alright to just be like, alright, that's 2 ults, I'm gonna just not be in the fight. I'm gonna back out, wait for them to cool their stuff, let them duke it out on point, right? Because we don't want to just get caught in the middle of all those ults and just fall over and die, right? So I think that was a point I had later, but I think it's better here. And then I put especially after we get kills. I don't think we got any like solo kill there, but even still, it still applies. Like you get a kill, it's alright. Take a breather. You know, go around the cover. If you lost some HP, heal up, get your cooldowns back, and then go into the fight. Then go for the next guy. They pop a ult, walk back a little bit if you don't have something to answer immediately. Wait for the ult, then go in, right? We were just kind of like brawling on point a little bit as a hero that isn't a brawl character. And you kind of want to avoid that. So just, again, just make sure we're playing our tempo a little better. Don't like to take a chill play.
Much appreciated.
Every time I see this, I'm not going to pause the video for like positioning anymore. Actually, I think there is something coming up that I do want to talk about. Yeah, this. Alright, so we'll just let this play.
The enemy
enemy advances on our point.
All right, right there. Right. I'm gonna pause this. Watch this frame perfect. All right. What do we think the problem is here? Why do we think I paused here? I'll give you half a second to think about it, and then I'll tell you the answer. We don't have any cooldowns. All we have is recall, and we're fighting a cast. I mean, granted, he is by himself, so this don't get me wrong, this is what we want to be doing, right? We do want to be like looking at this isolate squishy, trying to force him out, either get a kill or use an important cooldown. So anything like take attention away from the rest of the team, right? But we gotta make sure we have our cooldowns when we do that. Like we're working with just our recall and that's it. Like this Cassidy, he turns around and uses flashbang or something. We can't even like predict it and like try to bait it out because we don't have recall or we don't have blinks. We either die here or are forced to recall, right? So how do we prevent that? That is something I talked about or in the previous recording. It might be a little simpler than you think. So we're taking this flank, right? One, I believe we took a little bit of time just like getting to the flank to begin with. So fight's over, we're immediately looking to set up. We're immediately looking to get on an angle, right? So how do we get to the point where we're fighting this Cassidy and we still have a good amount of our cooldowns? We don't use, well, again, the answer's simple. We don't use all of them to set up our flank, right? We use one, maybe two blinks at most to get over here. We see the Cassidy walk in. We like crouch walk, hold this corner. All right, we got two blinks. My like general rule of thumb is I like to go in with at least two blinks and a recall. That way I can juke. I can like hard get out if I need to. And then obviously I have recall if I need to use that, right? So Cassidy goes in, we blink in, we start shooting. He looks at us, we need to like blink out, we blink out, right? Like we can blink out this, blink out the way we came. We can blink up here. If we have two blinks, we can blink, right? We have options is what I'm trying to get at, right? Whereas the way we played that, literally all we had was recall. So the second someone looks at us, it's GG's. Let's go ahead and fast forward to that now. Yeah, and then they drop the eagle for us to get out. And we almost died here too, which is a little scary. So we managed to get out, that's fine. And we did do a draw, which was draw attention, so it's not the worst. It's not like obviously not. You didn't just like kill the fight or anything like that. It wasn't very risky. A nice scout from Sombra. Alright, we got no more orbs glitching around. I love to see it.
Flashpoint.
Got you staring.
Group up on me.
Alright, and then yeah, this we should be looking to set up. I think I yapped quite a lot in this point last time. But generally, like, just make sure we have an idea where's the fight going to take place, where do I want to play, so that I'm ready. This is essentially what it's doing.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Unwelcome guests on the objective.
Debating how I'll bring this one up, but I think we can. So it's a little thing that would have helped us with this 1v1, and I think this is just useful in general, is don't be afraid to take a long rotation. You have been doing them quite a bit throughout the game, so obviously that is something that's on your mind, at least subconsciously. I don't know if you're intentionally doing that or not. You know, I can't read your mind, but if we go, instead of like going through here, we just go around this way, take the long way. There's like this big wall, so it gives us, again, that's the big thing, cover. We love cover on Tracer. It makes us super safe. So we take the slight longer rotation around this wall and gives us cover. Now we're set up so that we're on these stairs. The Sombra reveals herself. We can blink, and now we're like on the same level with her. We still have a good amount of our cooldown, so we can fight her. Instead of like being in this awkward position where we're like shooting up, trying to break the railings over the stairs and all that, where like Sombra's just like, oh, look at me, I'm standing on the high ground, blah blah blah, blah, right? So like that's a little smaller thing, but I did want to bring that up. It's just don't be afraid to take longer. It does take longer to set up, obviously, but they typically more like here's the fight that just lost, so we're just let's yeah, see like here, we're taking a long set. I don't know if this is the exact setup I'd go for, but honestly, I like that we're taking the long setup. I like that we're taking time to walk all the way around. I think we're going to get first point here. Fight in the morning. Yeah, just, I'm not I think it's just something that comes with time, finding like a balance between like, oh, I want to take a long setup, but I don't want to walk around the entire map to get there, right? It's a balance, and it's something we learn over time, so I'm not upset about that. Because we did our job well there. This is why I originally talked about that. Yeah. So I'm not gonna... Yeah, I'm not gonna pause up, but like we got a good kill on the Somber there, and then we're gonna freaking call it, right? Alright, we can definitely talk about that. But yeah, we got a kill on the Somber, then we ended up like using a recall, I think, just to beat. And then we were immediately looking for kills afterwards, but we're like without our biggest cooldown. I think again that's just another thing where it's like tempo, pacing, whatever words you want to use for it. But the idea is, alright, we got a kill, but we use resources. Let's wait, just wait a second, we went to the outside so we can cover, right? So the idea is playing fast and playing simple. It's kind of like a pattern. I was gonna say this, but I don't think that really looks good. Yeah, I'm talking over this because like we go, they're already they're using a lot of ults, so not much we can do to save that point as well.
We just need a
I don't think there's really much that can be said to like
Lost.
these guys are actually trolling.
Next flashpoint.
This keeps tripping me up. That's our spawn. It says enemy spawn, but we're blue team, which is my enemy.
Yes.
Come on, we can be setting up. We don't have to wait. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It's right behind me. Force the mortar fade. Force the mortar war too.
Surrender to my will.
We win this right thing. For the pulse. This is gonna be There is, I think, one fight here that I do want to pause, but we'll talk about that when it comes up. Right now we're taking a little scenic tour of the river, or whatever body of water this is. Lake, river, ocean, sea, bay. But yeah, I like where our head's at. We're setting up for an off angle. Yeah, so we got our big point right now. Why am I pausing and talking about this? Any guesses? I'll go ahead and tell you. It's our timing. I think this spot would have been a little better to play in. I think this is 9 times out of 10 the better spot to be in for setting up on Tracer, because usually they're going to push through here or they're going to push through here. If they're insane, they'll go through here, but I feel like teams rarely ever do that. So they'll go through here or here. If you're here, you're set up to just go in on them, right? But why I'm talking about that play in particular, excuse me, it's because of our again, like I said, our timing, right? So Little fun fact about Overwatch, right? When on Flashpoint and Control, when you have cap of the point, you're defending. And the crazy thing about defense is you get to pick where the fight happens. So where a team's set up, where a Junker Queen's set up, ideally the fight's going to happen in this choke, right? But the thing about being on attack is they choose when the fight happens. So fight happens when this hog's like, let me go in and try to smack this Junker Queen in the head, right? That's when the fight happens. The issue is when we blinked on this Ana, that hadn't happened yet. So this Ana's just like, is just walking. She sees you coming in from a mile away, and that's going to make it a million times harder. You saw, like, you got naded, your recall got forced out. Sure, she's out without nade, but now you're without recall. So now you're both kind of out of the fight. You're both really not able to do your job. The Ana, though, is able to do more than you are at this point, right? So you just want to, again, just timing is just essentially comes down to, is my tank fighting someone on their team, or is their tank, I guess the better way to put it is their tank engaging my team? Is their tank trying to play the video game? Yes. Then we go on the Ana. Then we double blink, one clip melee recall, look like the best player in the world, give me my Overwatch League contract, right? But until this hog is fighting our team, we're just waiting. And that's it. We're just waiting. Think about it this way, right? If this is where the fight wants to happen, we want that Ana to be here or close to this area, right? We don't want the hog to be here. We want the Ana, maybe the Moira, maybe the Torb Reaper, but we want anyone but the hog to be here. That's our go signal, right? Like, I think if we had waited just a few seconds, let the Ana, like, heal up her hog a little bit, we probably would have killed her. And I think here we just kind of are fighting 1 to 2. Yeah, now we don't have recall, so we just kind of die there. Yeah. I don't think I need to spec TV for the rest of this map. Again, yeah, if we're here, Ana walks through, we can, like, again, imagine if we were here and the Ana backs up like this. Oh man, easy pickings, right? Easy pickings.
Watch out for that turret.
Again, because I talked in depth about covering that first fight, I don't need. I feel like I don't need to talk about it like as much for every single fight. I'm gonna get into it. But yeah, we won that. So good games. I think we played well overall. Like, I feel like I maybe got a little bit nitpicky at some points, but I don't think you played that poorly at all. I think you played pretty well. All right, so now we are going to get to the end notes. Got to make sure I get my display capture on. See if I can find Epic Pen. Should be around here somewhere. Yes, no, maybe so. Hello, Epic Pen. Maybe I closed it. Got real-time business going on. Alright, there we go. Alright. So we're going to talk about our closing remarks. Yeah, let's just go with the yellow one. Alright, actually, I have the notes here for a reason. Let's use those, yeah? Alright, so again, like I said, I think it was a good game overall. I think you played very well for the most part, and then there's just I think I put like 2 or 3 things to work on. So the first one is cover. Make sure we are playing cover. So what I'm gonna put under this, I'm gonna put under setting up, because I think just make sure we're setting up in cover. Actually, I'm gonna reverse that. Pretend I didn't say anything. So setting up. So under setting up, we're gonna make sure we're in cover. And what that just means is it's hard for the enemy team to shoot you, right? They're not looking at you and making you fall over and die for free, right? Like, they have to they have to like walk around the wall. They have to like they have to like excuse me. I've been talking a lot, so now my throat's dry. But they have to actively invest a lot to get to you, right? Like ideally that's what you want. Just cover is like making it hard for them to kill you, essentially. Alright, so when we're setting up, we want to look for cover. It's okay to take long rotations. I'm just gonna say take time, because this again is still in their setting up, so it's okay to take time setting up and right after fight. So what that looks like is right after the fight ends, where's the next fight gonna happen? Where do I need to be, right? That's what kind of what we want to have in mind when we're setting up. So make sure we're playing cover. It's okay to take our time getting excuse me. It's okay to take our time if that means saving cooldowns. I think that's the, I'll put that in parentheses. Cooldowns, actually. I'll be cool and abbreviate it. CDs. We know that means cooldowns, right? I think we know that. So it's okay to take time if that means saving our cooldowns, and then make sure we're doing it right after fight. Fight's incorrectly spelled on purpose, by the way, in case you were curious. Alright, and then... Sorry, engagement. I'm gonna say timing. Tempo. Say both, right? Take time. So what do I mean by timing and tempo, right? So I mean taking time between kills. Oh, this looks so amazing. Kills and ults. Alright, and then wait for tank to engage. And I think that's about it. I'll just read exactly what I have. I said make sure we play cover during fights. So we do have that. Wait for the enemy team to make an engage before we go in. That's under timing and tempo. And then remember to use cooldowns with a purpose. And that's kind of like under here. So yeah, that's about it for this VOD review. Hope this was more concise than the last one I did. Hopefully I said something helpful and I wasn't just rambling on for 18 hours. But yeah, that's all I got. So as always, feedback is appreciated, because still a learning curve, but I think we're getting better at it. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe below.